everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today we're going to be making this pretty holiday card with items from the September to December mini catalog. So to get started, we're going to start with a piece of Night of Navy, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I did score it at 4 1/4. This set uses the branching out bundle, and I have been loving it. I have a few more cards to show you at the end as well. All right, so then we have a piece of early espresso, and this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and I already ran this through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine with this beautiful embossing folder. This is the Peaceful Greenery embossing folder, and it is from the let me just put something dark behind it so you can see it, and it's from the Peaceful Garden suite. That's the only piece we're using out of that suite today, but I just love it. And it does have you can put a sentiment in here. We really just needed it for the edges today. Then let me show you the stamp set here. Let me just move this over. Okay, this is the stamp set, and this isn't even actually necessarily a holiday set. It has all different kinds of sentiments in it, and we're just going to use a few pieces from this. And then this is the branching out dies that go coordinate with it. And you have a few pieces here and there to cut out, but mostly these dies are great for this shape. I just love it. And I already used the second biggest one to cut it out in white, and then the third biggest one, this one, to cut it out in Night of Navy. And that's where we're going to start our project. All right, so I'm going to just take a piece of grid paper here and put it down. And to start, we're going to use this craft stamping pad in white. This is a really old pad, but it still works, so that's good. I'm just going to pick up some ink with my blending brush and then just start gently in the center to kind of give it a white glow. And how hard you press and how much ink is on is dependent on how much you're going to get to go on your paper. I don't want too much, but we'll do a little bit more around here because we're going to do some blending with Night of Navy on here as well. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So we'll put that away for the moment. And then we're going to come in with some Night of Navy and do some blending with that as well. All right, so I've got my Night of Navy blender, and what I want to do is I want to come in to the corners and just the edges a little bit, just to darken those up a tad. And we're just going to go right around the whole thing. I think I want to do this a little bit more over here. And let me just take a peek. We're going to do just a little bit more right here. And that looks pretty good to me. All right, so we're all set with the Night of Navy. Now we're going to come in and do some stamping. This is the bigger branch from the branching out stamp set, and we're going to come in with early espresso and ink that up. Let's see, make sure I get the whole thing. I'm just going to come, hopefully that wasn't too low. I'm just going to come from the top, and let's see, I want some room down here. I think this looks about good. There we go. And that my early espresso ink is really inky because I just used the re-inker on it. So I'm just going to flap it a minute so it'll dry here quickly. Plus we're stamping on craft ink a little bit as well. I just don't want to mess up the white when we do it. Okay, so then I have this little piece Now, I just want to show you, this comes in a 3-pack here and a 3-pack here that you can use. I like to use the single one. It goes a little bit slower, but then I control more of where I want it to be. So we're going to open the white ink again. Now, if you wanted a deeper white, you could always emboss, do white embossing on this. But I just like the subtle white that it gave it, like it's a dark night. And I'm just going around and randomly stamping these where I want them to be. All right, we're going to go up here next. Then do one over here. And you can make this as full or as light as you wanted it to be. I'm going to leave the end of the branches bare down here. And I think I'm going to put one more right about here. All right. So now crafting does take a little bit longer to dry. So you want to be careful you don't smudge it. I'm just going to put it over to the side while we do the sentiment. So I have a piece here of basic white, and this is cut at 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And we're using one of the sentiments from the Wishing You Joy stamp set. This is a really great set. This has 4 different sayings in 3 different fonts and sizes. So you can really mix and match depending on what you need for your project. So we're going to come back with the Early Espresso. Ink that up. Alrighty. There we go. Hopefully that came out well. Yep, I like that. And now we're going to put it together with some of the embellishments. So I've got the piece here of Night of Navy. Whoop. I'm going to adhere our embossed piece right onto the base. All right, now this piece I'm going to pop up on some dimensionals. Let me just make sure I have it going the right way. All righty. All right, so we're just going to pop that up right in the middle. I'm just going to sway this in the breeze for a quick minute here, not even a minute, but just to make sure I'm not going to, you can see some of the white is still a little shiny. All right, we'll be careful. Okay, so we're just going to use some seal on the back of this. And then center it right on. The Wishing You Joy is going to go down here in this corner, so we just need a little dimensional to pop that end up, but otherwise we're going to use seal on it. Alrighty. All right, so we're going to pop this up here. And then I did tie a little bow. This is the Early Espresso and Old Olive Linen Thread Pack. And I've been using this a bunch. We actually used it in my class last weekend. Alrighty. Whoops. All right, so I'm just rolling up a dimensional with my fingers. And we're going to, whoops, the dimensional stayed on my fingers. Let's put that right on there. And then we're going to just pop it up right in the corner here. And then I'm going to add a few embellishments. These are the neutral matte dots. And these I've used a ton as well. If I can find my Take Your Pick tool, here it is. We're just going to take some of these. Whoops. Here we go. we'll put, no, that looks like it has double, there we go, adhesive on it. Must have come from another one of them. And then we're just going to pick up a few more here. We'll put one up here and then one over here. And that's all there is to it. So let me get the original and then I'll show you some other samples. So here's the original and here's the one we made. So you can see it's pretty simple, but I really like it. And I don't know if it's still picking up, but this is still a little shiny, so it will dry into the more faded type look as it goes. So then I have, let me take them out of the envelopes here. This one is on a blog post on my blog with the season greetings, and we use the same background and actually the same two dies. And then this one is also posted. Peace, love, and joy. And then we've got this one. I don't think I've posted this one anywhere yet. Just saying hello. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments below. And all of the links to the products will be listed below as well. Thank you so much.